Now that we have an understanding of IDs, classes, and divs, we can explore some of the style definitions that allow us to customize the look of our HTML elements. We'll begin with margins. Margins allow you to add spacing around the perimeter of your element. A margin can be added to any one side or a combination of sides. Let's add some margins to the div we created in the last lecture. In order to see the bottom margin, we will need to place a line of text underneath the div. So enter a line of text, and you can enter this line of text in a new div underneath your original. Now to apply the margin, we need to add the margin definition to our div1 ID. This is because we're adding the margin to div1. To add a margin, simply type in margin, colon, and then the amount of the margin. We'll go with a 10 pixel margin to begin with, and we'll increase it to show you the difference. So let's take a look at what a 10 pixel margin looks like. So we've saved our file, and I'm just going to preview it in the web browser. This is the margin at 10 pixels. So a 10 pixel margin has been added to the top, the bottom, the left, and the right. Let's go ahead and increase the amount of the margin to see the difference. I'm going to go from a 10 pixel margin to a 30 pixel margin. And just save. And refresh the page. So you can see that it increases the amount of margin by 20 pixels. Now say for example, we didn't want to add a margin on every side. We only wanted to apply the margin to the bottom and left side. Well, in that case, our style definition would look like this. This instructs the web browser to put a 0 pixel margin on top. The second value is a 0 pixel margin on the right. The third represents the bottom margin, so that's 30 pixels on the bottom. And the last value is the left margin. So that's 30 pixels on the left side of the div. So I'll save that. And actually, I'll just increase it to 50 so we can actually see the difference. I'll save that and refresh the browser. Okay, so now we have no top margin, we have no right margin, but our left and bottom margin has increased. Padding creates spacing between the perimeter of an HTML element and the content contained within it. In this tutorial, we'll be adding padding around the text contained within our div. Similar to margins, padding can be added around all 4 sides of an element or only specified sides. First, we will add padding around all sides. To do that, type the following style definition in your div1 ID. This will add a 10 pixel gap between the text in our div to the perimeter of the div. So let's go ahead and save the file and take a look at it. So we can see that we have a 10 pixel gap around our text, right up to the perimeter of the div. I'm going to increase this amount of the padding so we can better illustrate this example. So I've saved the file and I'm just going to refresh, and we can see this is now a 20 pixel padding around the text. Now let's add padding to only the top and left side of the text. To do this, enter the following values. We'll add 30 pixels on top, 0 on the right, 0 on the bottom, and 30 pixels on the left. So save the file, and I'll refresh. So now we have 30 pixels on the top, 30 pixels on the left, and 0 on the bottom and right.